So friends, what we'll do right now is we'll talk about the medics. We'll have a transmission. If all goes well and according to plan, we'll actually have a transmission from the medics. It's never a sure thing. That's the thing about this work. It's never a sure thing. All we can guarantee is that we'll do our best. If we start to try to guarantee more, what we're doing is pulling ourselves into the shamanic healing mode. You see, none of the rest of it, it's not up to us. Today could be the day they no-show me. It could. It could. It's okay. Without that attitude, I'm fooling myself. Right? Right. So, medics. Somebody asked this question this morning about who does John of God channel, and I don't know the full answer to that question, but medics will come to us. We don't have to be special like John of God. You see? My perception is John of God isn't working with medics because he sees psychic surgery going on. And in all my years, the medics, and I'm a what what the guides are referring to as a pushy broad. Whoa. I'm pushy. In that I'm curious. You see, I really want to know. I push the envelope. And so if light beings are showing up, I would like to see what they're doing. And so I do try to see, and they will say, okay, no. No. The medics will draw up a screen. Let us do this, because they understand that our reasons for watching are that we want to try and copy. And the point is, this isn't work that we could do safely. You see, this isn't work that we could do safely. And so if you're working with somebody out of body and they're letting you see psychic surgery, okay, clue number one, that's not the medics. It's okay. It's okay. You're working with somebody who's willing, to work with you. That's okay. Reach past them and go higher. You can do better. You can do better. Don't be satisfied. The medics are very competent. It's like if you were allowed to sit in an operating room and observe. The doctors are going to say, okay, don't breathe on my patient. You stand over there. You can watch. You can watch from a respectful distance. So what they're doing is clearing out from the physical body the things that are making people sick. They're really all about healing the physical body. Healing the physical body. So anybody who has physical stuff going on, there you go. Awesome shift. Anybody who has physical stuff going on, this is the chance. We're going to have the explanation and transmission tonight, and then tomorrow is the practice. We'll brush it up in the morning. But this is what works best timing-wise, and so your body can process it overnight. Otherwise, tomorrow would be overwhelming. So we have to understand that much of what is messing us up are beliefs, but they're not beliefs that we have access to changing. They're with our conscious mind. Does that make sense? They're lodged somewhere. They're lodged in our cells. They're lodged in our organs. They're lodged places. They're making us sick. And so the medics will come in and get that stuff out. They'll get that stuff out. So they're working at these really deep levels. Now, sometimes because they're working at such deep levels, they need the subject to not move. You understand? Don't move. And so the subject can feel paralyzed. And so it's important for us to explain to them what's happening so that they don't freak out and they don't feel afraid and they don't resist. They just need to be still and not resist to get this thing out that's really deep inside. And light beings are showing up to help. How they show up, if you're visual, they look like, usually white scrubs. And they will sometimes show like little stretchers, like they're coming onto the battlefield of life and picking up the wounded. That's us. and taking us to the hospital in the sky, you see, to be healed. So if you're not visual, they can smell that very clean antiseptic smell, that very clean smell. The feeling is just competent, efficiency. Let us do this. Kids, don't try this at home. Let us do this. Let us do this. We're on it. Stand there. Chill. And if we're too pushy, like some of us have been in the past, they will pull the white screen in front. It's like, you back off. White screen. It's okay. It's okay. They're making a point. They're doing something that I'm not supposed to be fiddling with or mimicking. This isn't for me. So if you're not working with those, if you're working with somebody who's doing psychic surgery, that's okay. Those aren't the medics. That's something else. Does that make sense?
That's what the scenes do, right? It's the psychic.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think so. That's what I understand. It's kind of still being practiced, and you have to be invited into quiet secret places.
There's so many things that so many people do, and people ask me, what is this group doing and what is that group doing? And in a 3-day class, we could get into it.
Got it.
Okay. So what we're trying to do right now is get the medics into this room and into these pillars of light and into these hearts and minds so that we can be vessels for real healing at the physical level. You see, it's not us doing it. The point is that we can hold space. Like if we will clean our stinky garden hoses of us, you know, and not say I'm not a stinky garden hose, but say I get it, but I'm a humble stinky garden hose. And because of that, we can be acceptable vessels and just to let them work through us and do their magic. And this is how miracles happen. We aren't the ones doing it. So sometimes if people have had bad experiences with Western medicine, they can be a little freaked out when the medics show up, especially if we start saying, oh, I see someone with scrubs. They go, woohoo, that didn't work for me so great last time. And so we have to, we don't have to, but we have the opportunity to explain to them that this is loving. There's nothing demeaning about it. There's nothing disempowering about it. These are loving higher dimension beings, and they're here to support us. Not that Western medicine is bad. It has its place, but who's had a brush with Western medicine in a real meaningful way? Did it make you feel empowered? No. Never does. It's not empowering. It's disempowering. It can be humiliating, demeaning, demoralizing, all the D words. None of the M words. EM. So it's not, this is not that kind of experience. These are higher dimension beings. They're loving. They're loving. So when we can help people understand that, that's the best gift we can give to them. Does teaching team, have I missed something? Anything to add on the medics? Yes?
When we talk about the blockages in the physical body, the energetic body, are we talking about what we have labeled cancers and tuberculosis?
I'll get it. So are we, when we're talking about these blockages in the physical body, are we talking about things that we would label cancers, tuberculosis, ulcers, arthritis, lupus, causes of migraines, anything that creates illness in the body, dis-ease, disharmony? They work to heal the physical body because, friends, anybody who's ever been seriously ill knows that life does not work when you're physically ill. It doesn't work. And so it stops working on the physical level, and then usually it stops working on the emotional level. Usually right after that it stops working on the financial level because you can't work, because you're sick, have no money coming in. Your mind starts to go crazy because you start to flip out. Friends, has anybody been, right, who's been seriously ill? Am I missing any steps there? That's what everything wipes us out. Goes right down the line. It takes out a life. So this is why the medics are here. So now, enough chat. We ask for a transmission. This is okay with you? I was being disrespectful when I used that word chat, and I apologize. I can and will do better with that. Let's just flush our pillars. Now our pillars are, who notices your pillars are wider, bigger, more clear, taller, deeper, bigger in all ways, clearer in all ways than they were 10 hours ago. Isn't that amazing? And so when we go out of the doors, the tendency will be, remember how when we all got together, we shrunk our pillars down out of politeness? The tendency will be to do the same thing when we go home and be normal, quote unquote, with the people who are normally in our lives. The tendency is to shrink ourselves down, and we can even literally get ill, physically ill from that, because our energy bodies, our physical bodies are saying, no, don't do that. Stay big. So just note to self, note to self, stay big. Now, let this light flush on through us. We just work with the minors, and so we'll ask them right now to flush our pillars clear. And once more, asking them to flush our pillars clear, get that upward rising flow going, and as that upward flow goes, draw our focus to the crown and through the crown, connecting into source above. We're going to start to ask for our channels to be opened even wider, to our own guides and angels, and of course to the ultimate source of life and love. We're asking for the channels to be opened wider to the light beings, the teachers of the Lightworkers Healing Method, and of course to the medics, specifically to the medics. And join me to the extent you feel comfortable. I'm inviting them into my energy body right now. They can't come in unless we ask them to pull out all the blockages and resistance that they wish that would be good to get out. Once more, releasing all the blockages or resistance that we might have that will limit our ability to receive the gifts, to receive the blessings. And now I'm asking for each of us to be given whatever healing we're open to receive right now. For us to be given all of the gifts and assistance that are in our highest and best good. And to once again realign our intuitive channels as much as we allow to point straight up to you, the guides, the angels, light beings, and source. Not in a mental way. Friends, don't be thinking about this. Let the thinking go. Let the thinking go. Just feel. Just feel. Be present. Just feel it. Let the thinking go. And now to the medics, we ask once again that you clear any blockages or resistance that we might have to you, specifically into the connections with you, especially if we've had brushes with Western medicine, to let go of those fears. You see, this isn't the same. It's not the same to let go of those fears. We don't need to clench. They aren't going to hurt us. It's not going to hurt. We're asking for them to clear and heal all the tissues of our bodies, all the organs of our bodies, all the cells of our bodies, all the molecules of our bodies, and all the atoms of our bodies. Heal us at every level, right now in this life, in every life that we have already lived, in all the concurrent lives we may have going on right now, and in the future as well. Heal all lives. Give us exactly what we need to step into the next level of being a good conduit for you to work through. Give us whatever we need to step into the next level of being a good vessel for soul healing. Give each of us that which matters most in this work. Give us whatever we need to move forward on our divine path, that optimal and personal future for each of us. Give us whatever we need to be a light worker in our own right way. Help us to know how to recognize you and how to call for you in the future, and help us trust those signals. Help us trust those signals, and now help us integrate and anchor the gifts, the blessings, the healings, the awarenesses. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Knowing this power in repetition, we're going to ask once more for the channels to be opened even wider to our own guides and angels, Thank you, and to that ultimate source of life and love, of course, to the avatars of the Lightworkers Healing Method, to the teachers of the Lightworkers Healing Method, to the light beings, and of course to the medics. And join me to the extent you feel comfortable. I'm asking them to go ahead and reach into my energy body and pull out that next level of blockage and resistance. There's always another level, finer and finer levels eternally, something to let go of. Clear it away, draw our energy bodies into perfect alignment to receive, and now please give each of us that which is in accordance with the divine plan for us as individuals. Give us whatever healing we're open to receive right now. Give us all other gifts and assistance that are in our highest and best good, and realign our intuitive channels as much as we allow to point straight up to you, the guides, the angels, light beings, and source. And we're going to ask the medics to completely heal our physical bodies now in their wholeness, and now heal the organs, now heal the cells, heal the metabolism, heal the molecules. Once more, heal the molecules. Molecules influence our metabolism. Once more, heal the molecules. A lot of healing at that molecular level. Healing the atomic level now. A lot of healing at the atomic level as well. Heal us atomically in every life that we're living right now, this body and other bodies, in all the lives we've already lived, in all the lives still to come. Heal us in all levels, all lives, all times. Help us become even more effective vessels for you. Help us step into the next level of knowing how to recognize you, of trusting those sensations, of being effective vessel for soul healing. Help each of us step into the next level of being a light worker in our own right way. Help each of us move forward on our divine path, that optimal and personal future for each of us. Give each of us that which matters most in this work. And now help us integrate and anchor the gifts, the awarenesses, the healings, the blessings. Thank you, thank you. Now, minors, we're going to ask that you improve our upward rising earth energy right now to stabilize this transmission from the medics. Now they can start to work as teams. You see, as the medics give us a downpouring of blessings, the minors give us an uprising to stabilize. This makes sense? So be it. Who notices that stabilizing happening? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now if there's any pain or tightness, pressure or discomfort, stretching end to end. Stretching end to end, twice as far. I see what everybody's doing, and it's good, but have the intention to become twice as long, doubling the length of your pillar. We're not actually becoming longer. What we're doing is becoming aware of what's already there and therefore working effectively with it. So now having the intention to double it again. Once more, having the intention to double it again. And once more, having the intention, there we go. There we go. And now, to stabilize by stretching out wider also. Friends, so our whole life occurs inside of this pillar of sacred space. Our whole life. We have the right to live our lives in sacred space. We do. It's up to us to create it. But we have that right. Stay big, stay powerful, wrong word, empowered, stay empowered, stay big, stay empowered. We can do it. And of course what will happen is we will get small, you see, but then we can remember, we can notice is, oh, I don't feel good. Note to self, expand back out again. Does that make sense? Because our bodies are literally screaming at us. Don't get small.